Yo, do you know the worst kind of man to date is a mama's boy? They are the worst ever because they always wait for their mama to make a decision. You cannot offend the mama. You must always please their mama. Have you ever come across any mama's boy? Have you ever dated any mama's boy or married any mama's boy in the past? Or you're currently in a relationship with a mama's boy? Let us know how you're coping because I get a lot of people. I've seen a lot of videos and people that are in a relationship with mama's boy, and they're coming out to say it's not easy. Some of them even act like they don't even know until they got into the marriage with the person and they realize that the man can't even make decision on him by himself. What he does is he has to wait for his mom approval or whatever discussion you have with your partner or whatever discussion you have with your husband, which is the mama's boy. He would always go back and talk to his mom about it. The next thing say, "Oh, I even discussed this with my mom, and my mom said," and you wonder, like, I thought this was just a normal conversation as just me and you. Why does your mom have to be involved? You see a lot of things like everything he talks about is my mama, my mama, my mama. What is your take on this mama's boy? Let me roll this clip for you all to watch to the end, and I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
I remember a couple years back, my mom told me if a man cannot protect you or stand up for you against his mother, then he is not the man for you. And I would 100% tell my daughter the same thing. Being in a relationship with a man who's in a relationship with his mom or a mama's boy seems like hell.
Mhm.
Ideally, a man shouldn't have to choose between his mom or his wife because the dynamic between the mother and son should be a healthy one. He
Mhm.
should have differentiated himself from his family of origin, realigned relationships to prioritize his wife and children if there are any. And mom should expect this, right? Because that's what happens when you launch your children and they begin establishing self, finding love, and creating their own family. A mother with healthy behaviors is not emotionally dependent on her son. She doesn't view her son's partner as a threat or competition or someone who has to appease her in order to be a part of their family. There
Yeah.
is no expectation of conformity to her system or her values. There's no desire for control. There is no enmeshment. There's genuine interest in knowing the human her son wants to spend the rest of his life with. There's a desire to have a healthy relationship with this person and an expectation that they are committed to each other,
Mhm.
thus committing to a new system. When a man realigns his relationships and commits to a new system, a healthy dynamic looks like his wife, mother, and other extended family members coexisting in their respective roles with boundaries.
Yeah.
Any sign of enmeshment between mother and son or the partner's whole family of origin, I would advise my daughter to run for the hills and don't look back.
Some of the time, what I ask myself when I see this mama's boy or women coming out to talk about their partner is a mama's boy, I do like think, okay, is it that is a mom's fault for the man to be a mama's boy, or is the boy's fault that just can't let go of his mama? But then I wonder because I would just imagine if I have a son and he grows up and I wouldn't know. I'm just imagining. I wouldn't know. If I have a son and he grows up and he's with his family and he's trying to do some things with me, and I know that he's inappropriate because I was also a wife, I will just tell him that no, I'll caution him immediately. But I don't know why this mama's boy do their mama do not caution them. The mama do not tell them, no, it's wrong for you to say this, it's wrong for you to do this. If that makes sense. Anyway, let's go ahead and listen to what other people have to say about this conversation. My husband didn't believe his mom was trying to keep him for herself until one day I called her for help and she asked why her son didn't call. In the moment, he apologized and said no more. What? So now, that's why sometimes you see women that come and say, "Oh, I'm going to keep my son for myself." Oh, their mommy's boy or something. They call it a mama's boy. They don't want to release their son when they say they're going to follow their son. There's some contents going on TikTok. The women were like, the women that have children, that boys, they like their boys so much. Of course, most of the mothers like their boys so much more than the daughters. So they always say like, I cannot imagine a woman coming to snatch away this boy out of me. So I feel like those kind of women are the ones that generate mama's boy. What do you think? So true. I broke up with one of the greatest men I've ever dated because his mommy thought she could disrespect me. He didn't defend me. It was always me against her. He was afraid to stand up to her. She viewed him as a man, as her man, got upset when she spent time together. She was in a relationship, but I was her enemy. We spoke She spoke badly about me online when I left him, harassed me when he ignores our calls. Imagine your man not defending you in front of his mama, knowing that mama was the one probably at fault, and he stood there and looked at everything going on. Imagine not defending you. That can be very painful, and I feel like it's a memory that will stick to you for life. Imagine she says that he's one of the greatest men that she has ever dated. But what made them not to be together is because he cannot stand up against his mother, even knowing that what the mom is doing is wrong. It would never stand up, and that is what this mama boy do. I feel like they're the worst kind of people because they just act like, yeah, we know that some men act like child, but this one's they're worse. I almost married a man imaged to his mom, and let me tell you, it's obvious. It's absolutely is another kind of hell. They even bond over degrading, devaluing you. Every decision you have to make as a couple will circle back to her. My mother thinks this will be the best, da 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 da. At the core of it, you are actually in a relationship with his mother, and he needs you for his to take care of his physical needs. Also, it will obviously project all the unexpressed resentments he has for his mother onto you. Save yourself the trouble. Wish I had known this before I got married and had children with my mom's boy. Now I can leave him because I can bear my mother in law having my children every weekend if my marriage ends. I would say one of the reasons why we have mama's boy out there is these mothers that do not want to let go of their son. I understand it might be very difficult for you to probably conceive the child. Some people go through hell to have the pregnancy. Some people remember during their childbirth and all of that. And some people also remember the sacrifices they made, the kind of love they have for the child. And just all of a sudden, a girl will just come and, take the child away. But then you just have to let go because you don't own the child. The child also has his own life. So if you are a mama that has a mama's boy and you know that your son you're supposed to be doing some things to you, I don't think it's right for you to clap for him or something. I just feel like you should be able to correct him, and that will make you even a good mother-in-law, and also and also a good mom, because being holding so tight to your son, knowing that he has a family to feed or to put first, is just all shade of wrong. So this make a lot of people to start talking like I will always train my son to know that the family is the first thing. Let me go ahead and read some comments for you all. I can't wait to see my son be an amazing partner. I will always encourage him to put his family first. I tell both my boys this constantly. My wife and I are your mothers, yes, but the family you create should always come first. Not us. We are here if you need us, but your wife is number one. And that's how it's supposed to be. I'm telling my daughter the same. I'm telling my son that the family he makes comes before me. I had learned this the hard way. And this person says, so glad my boyfriend set the boundaries with his mom because I was willing to walk away once I peeped the dynamic. Even the Bible says a man will leave his father and his mother to be on his own. So you have to let go of those from they are your family, yes. But you are creating your own family, and that should be number one. Your wife should be number one. Your family that you have should be number one, not you going back to the old one to start confirming some things and be like, oh, my mommy said, My mommy said, have you had any relationship with a mama's boy? I currently with a mama's boy. Let us know how you're dealing with it down in comment section. Let's have conversation in the comment section. All right. I'll see you all in my next video.